the amount of property available to construct what the environmentalists think is the arch enemy of the environment and of mankind, and that's a single-family home on a one-family lot with a white picket fence. They don't want those built in this state anymore, folks. They want you to live in mid-rise, high-density housing projects. That's their vision. That's what's called smart growth. If you've heard the term smart growth means central plans and trends force everyone to live in high-density areas. We have government schools, government programs, government jobs, high-density, mid-rise, architecturally pleasing, but compact housing is their exact description. Compact, architecturally pleasing. Who determines what's architecturally pleasing? I'm not sure, but it's not given. So they tell us that we need to borrow now another $400 million because that's going to be our legacy. Another $400 million in open space. 2 years ago, they borrowed another $200 million. In 1998, they bonded $1 billion for open space. Christie Whitman said that $1 billion would preserve another 1 million acres. That $1 billion succeeded in preserving effectively 1/5 of what they told us they would do. At the same time, they committed $600,000 from our sales tax for the next 10 years. And then $200 million in the year 2008. That's $1.8 billion over the last 11 years that was put aside and spent on open space, allegedly. And now they're telling us they want another $400 million to continue to buy up property. You know, one of the corruption issues is how this money is used. The Gannett newspapers reported a very fascinating story a couple of days ago about the farmland preservation section. 180,000 acres of farmland have been so protected, allegedly protected. Protected to what is now being referred to as hobby farms. A gentleman who was the founder of Commerce Bank, we won't name names, about 8 years ago, bought a farm, 100-acre farm down in, I believe it's Burlington County. He then took the farm and sold the development rights, which was bought with your money, bonded for open space, sold the development rights for that farm for around $12 million. That means he keeps the farm, has to keep it as a farm, but can never develop it, but is paid this amount of cash, which then goes to the bank. Wonderful, not bad. But you're allowed to build one house. He proceeded to build the largest mansion in the state of New Jersey, in the middle of that farm. He now has a tenant farmer who produces the minimum amount of money necessary to make that farm exempt from property taxes, which is $600 a year. Some produce can be Christmas trees, tomatoes, cucumbers, whatever, and is then exempt from paying property taxes. The Open Space Project program in New Jersey masks a wide range of corruption, inefficiencies, and is a driving force behind New Jersey's high taxes. We have taken almost a quarter of New Jersey's real estate off the tax rolls and shifted that tax burden to homeowners. We've diminished the amount of land available for the construction of that dream, that one-family home, and we are fueling the liberal left by continuing to allow this to happen. I am calling for a full-blown investigation into the open space program over the last few years. It has never been done. There is no accounting of the open space. There's no available government explanation of how money is being spent, the jobs that have been created, or the economic impact. $400 million at a time when our state's unemployment is 9.8%, or our state's the highest debt, second highest debt in the nation, is unacceptable. In fact, to me, it's unacceptable at any time. We're going to do the undoable, folks. On November 3rd, Americans for Prosperity, for the first time in New Jersey and America, is going to defeat an open space ballot budget. And we're going to educate people. Now, we're going to go right through. We're going to show the people in New Jersey the truth about this scam, because it is a scam. And I believe that we can capture the energy of those people on the ground at the tea parties and the town hall meetings who are frustrated, who want to do something, and you can speak out. But now you have the ability to do something that's real, to go into the voting booth, to mobilize, and to make a real change, because the same exact people supporting the open space ballot initiative, the same coalition, are the same people who are supporting the health care plan. Interesting. Interesting, isn't it? And it's also, by the way, it has bipartisan support. Remember how I talked about the blurring of party lines? There's two political leaders in this state pushing for this ballot question. Governor John Corzine and Republican Senate Minority Leader Tom King. We've blurred the party lines. Now it comes down to us again. And that brings me to my next speaker, who's going to give you some of the political insight. You've seen the real polling results. You know where we're going as an organization. But Dick LaRosa has probably some of the best insight I know in Trenton of what's happening politically. So I want to introduce our next speaker for 10 minutes, Dick LaRosa.